Luxury packaging can be affordable if you know about materials and where to look for them. So in this video, we'll explore who those paper mills are, where you can find them, and how much you can expect to pay. So join me and let's talk packaging. When it comes to packaging, quality materials generally mean colored and textured paper. In the print and packaging industry, these brands are the most well-known. They're made in the US, and they have a variety of different colors and textures to choose from, which can be converted into a variety of different types of packaging and or collateral. They are Neenah paper, Mohawk paper, Monadnock, ecological fibers, French papers. All of these papers have slightly different variations and or completely different looks, all that makes packaging so much fun. Using these paper materials, to me, the most important is the color and the color consistency. Because when you print color, it can vary. It can vary from printer to printer, from print run to print run on the same machine. But when you're already utilizing colored papers, the quality control that that paper mill has is like nothing else. And most importantly, it's the color that seeps all the way through the entire piece of paper. So if you were to tear it, it would maintain the same color on the inside. And that can be important to hide imperfections, scratches, cracks. So your product will stand out just by utilizing a colored material that's made by the paper mill level rather than at the printer level. Let's explore together what these paper mills have to offer on their online website. Neenah Paper, what I love about their website is that they have a packaging section, and they categorize the packaging based on the type of package that you're looking for. So for example, they have a folding carton and or hang tags, gift cards, mailers, like they kind of break it down for you. And as you browse through these, they'll have galleries and the different thicknesses that are appropriate for that type of application. So all of these papers that you see here are going to be on the thicker side because they make folding board. And folding board, in case you didn't know, is the material, the industry term used for product boxes. And they have all of these different colors to choose from. You can find more colors by going and searching for thinner material. So if we go back up, let's say you're looking for hang tags, then they'll show you the appropriate thickness materials for hang tags. Now you can go into each one. Let's just select this orange one. And as when you choose the color, it'll tell you the thickest and thinnest available along with the sheet size and if it's applicable for digital printing. And then how many size comes in a pack. So here they allow you to buy samples, which is cool. Let's jump over to Mohawk. Mohawk is Neenah's nemesis. It's their #1 competitor, and they're privately owned. So it's a really big family who still owns it. Neenah used to be privately owned, and then they had gone public, I don't know, about 10 years ago, maybe longer. But they also have a lot of different colored and textures to choose from. They also are a distributor for other they import paper from Italy and they distribute for them. It's called Feddragoni, if I'm saying that correctly. Let's take a look at what their packaging page offers. A lot of times they offer these spec sheets that give you a lot of information actually. They'll tell you what type of print and or technologies you can use on that paper, the sheet sizes that it comes in, how you can use it, what kind of pressure you can use. A lot of it's for your printer, but you can utilize it too as far as planning how many pieces of material you can get on one sheet or how big the sheet size is. I utilize that all the time. So lots of cool little details like that, including sustainability. So here, all of these paper mills will tell you a lot about sustainability and how they're addressing it with the papers that they produce. Let's jump over to Monadnock. Now, in doing this video, I discovered or came across a fun fact about Monadnock that they are the oldest paper mill still standing in the US, dating back to the early 1800s. So Monadnock, let's go into the packaging. That's cool that they separate all of these different applications like this. So if you have a specific application, it just condenses the paper options for you that much faster, because you might fall in love with, let's say, that green, but you wanted it for a high graphic wall. It may not be compatible. And those things are important because it could fail. The paper can fail if you use it not for the appropriate application. So let's jump over to ecological fibers. So ecological fibers is interesting because they're not a mill per se as the traditional mill where they make the paper. They actually get the paper and then convert it to all of these different colors and textures. And mainly it's for box wrap. So let's see if we can go into a project where you can see, where I can show you. They work a lot in the publishing space. So the hardcover books, the wrap that goes on the hardcover books, that's largely what they make. And also the wraps are used for rigid boxes, the really high-end boxes, and a lot of their materials are colored and textured. So that's the material itself. A printer didn't do that or color it, the paper mill did. And in this case, this tequila company, it looks like, debossed their logo right on top. And then they printed one color on it. So it looks good, looks great. This is definitely on the higher end as far as premium paper goes, but they all have paper that looks like leather. They might have paper that actually takes some wood fibers and converts it for a woody grain look, or they call it a veneer. So they take a piece of wood and then they shave the very top of it really thin, and then they can convert that for boxes, like box wrap that's mounted to chipboard. So it's really cool. And then the French paper company. The French paper company is interesting because they have a lot of unique colors and finishes on their paper and a lot of vibrant looks. Let's just go over to like a parched tone. We'll just start there. They don't make it thick though. So you can't really make boxes out of them, but you can make hang tags, something that's lighter weight. Hang tags, envelopes, letterhead, brochures out of it. Let's just go here. This parchment color. So the parchment, I'm sure you're familiar with, it has a very old look, but they actually offer it in a lot of cool colors that you may not even consider, like this pink one. Nice. So where can you find these luxury papers I just showed you? Well, it looks like some of them you can buy directly from their website. And that would be okay. A lot of times you can find them on a smaller scale, like smaller sheets. You can find them on Amazon. If you just find the exact name and description of that particular paper and then type it into Amazon, you should be able to find something. If you can't, across every state, multiple locations, every state has a distributor, a paper distributor, and you can reach out to them. And if you're a reseller, then you should be able to buy from them directly, no problem. I'm not 100% sure if they'll sell to the public. In California, you have Kelly Paper that have stores you can just walk into and actually buy by the sheet, which is fantastic. And you can see for yourself if that paper will work for you or which one will or what have you, and what kind of sheet sizes they have available on a smaller scale. But otherwise, your printer can buy them for you. So if you've already selected a printer/converter, you can tell them you want to utilize this paper, and then they'll tell you if it's appropriate for that job. They'll figure out how much it costs, they'll figure out the sheet size and the volume that's needed for your job, and they can buy from those distributors directly. If you buy yourself online, you're not saving any money, as the markup is such that they have the same pricing. So it doesn't matter really where you buy these papers from, but each different printer can buy from the distributors. So you can dictate, I want this paper for all of my projects. Even though you have different printers, they have access to the same papers. So that's a cool thing to know. So how should you get started utilizing premium luxury papers? Well, the very, very first step you should do is get your hands on some swatch books. And I mean, literally, there's books that have swatches in them, like this. They're the swatches. So now having a physical sample in front of you with these swatch books, you can then go to your printer or converter and ask them to get samples for you. Sure, you can go onto the paper mills directly and ask them for samples. They'll probably charge you something very small, like $15 or $20 to get an assortment of samples for you, and or if you just wanted a few sheets or what have you. But your printer has existing relationships with distributors of these papers, so they can probably get them for free and then go ahead and convert the project for you, or a mock-up or whatever it is that you're asking for. It's worth taking the time because it's going to be a larger investment for you to figure out which paper is going to be right for your project. So how much do these papers cost? The rule of thumb is you're going to spend about 20% of the total investment cost of your print job. The 20% is going to be how much the materials cost. And everything else is machine setup, labor, overhead, a little bit of profit for your manufacturer and the salesperson, and then it's out the door to you. But if you're doing this yourself, you can go on to, like I said, Amazon will have the pricing right there for you. You don't have to actually worry about how much the paper is going to cost for your project until you have a larger volume. Then you can really compare between one printer to another utilizing the same paper cost. Otherwise, just know that when it comes to a print project, it's going to be 20% of the overall cost. In the first video of this playlist, I went and did an overview of all the characteristics that make up luxury packaging. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. If you need help on that particular aspect, I can help you for sure. You can schedule a Calendly call with me. It's completely free to you, my YouTube viewer. If you like this video or have any questions, please let me know by commenting, liking, or subscribing. Till next time.